Okay, hello everyone. Welcome back to my video. And before we start, I wanna ask you some question, and I wanna talk to you. Sometimes we think we know what life is, and we think love means safety, that marriage equal happiness, that if we have a home, a partner, then a children, we must be content. But what if? What if the picture perfect life, the behind perfect picture life, there is silence, loneliness, and a woman slowly disappearing beneath the weight of what she never said before. Okay, have you ever felt like that before? And like every day is a role you play, not a life you live. Like you are surrounded by people, but completely you are alone inside. Okay, hello everyone. My name is Dina Maulida Rahman, and today I will retelling you a powerful and emotional story from the novel that I have read before, the undertitled Deja Vu by Lisa Armstrong. This is not a fairy tale ending, not a dramatic comedy, but a story about memory, regret, and what if means to finally choose ourselves, choose yourself, even when it hurts. Okay, let's start with the story of the novel. Before that, I wanna ask you again some question. Have you ever stood in the middle of your own life and felt you are like a stranger? Have you ever felt like that before? That's exactly how Sydney Murray feels, a wife, a mother of two, and a woman who seems to have it all: a beautiful house, a stable marriage, healthy children, but deep inside, she is hollow. Her life feels like a cycle on a repeat. Wake up and then care for the kids, cook, clean, work, and then sleep, and then repeat it again. No room to breathe, and no arms to hold the pain she hides. Until one day, the past returns, not in a memory, but in the flesh. What we call it? Uh, but I forgot. Okay, Dylan, her own, her her ex-boyfriend, the one who once made life feel electric. Now he is back, living right next door with his wife. Her name is Eloise. Okay, imagine this: the man you once loved deeply, now your neighbor, and with him comes a flood of memory. First kiss, whispered dream, late night louder, late night louder. But Sydney doesn't want to go back. She tries to stay strong. She has a husband now, a family. She cannot just fall again, can she? But 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 the truth is, what we bury doesn't always stay buried. Okay, one day Sydney visit a storage a storage unit, an old place filled with her late mother things. She finds photos, boxes, and a photo of a baby boy. Okay, before Sydney have two doctor. Her name is Harriet and not Molly. And a photo of a baby boy. It is not no Harriet, no Molly, not Molly. A different child. Her heart stopped. Yeah. The boy in the picture is the child she gave birth to when she was young. The child she never told anyone about. Not Charlie, even though not Dylan, not anyone. She had locked away the truth until it found its way back to her, and then life spirals. After that, after a month later, Dylan divorced Eloise. Eloise, realizing her life had been built on lies. So, Eloise lies about her background. He read, and then Dylan returns to Sydney. He say he never stopped loving her, and then uh, what we call it? Dylan proposed Sydney again, but Sydney is unsure. Does he love her or just the version of her he remember? And then, it happens. A knock on the door. A teenage boy. My name is Jason. I'm your son. And in that moment, Sydney freezes. She denies it. She sent him away. She cannot face the pain of what she gave up. But Jason but Jason doesn't yell. He doesn't accuse. He just wants to know why. Why? And while that questioning haunts her, another storm rises. Harriet, her eldest daughter, get into a fight at school. The counselor suggests therapy. Charlie blames Sydney. You are too busy working. Sydney snaps. You are also emotional absent. They argue again, and loud in front of the kids. And in that moment, Sydney sees clearly this house, this marriage, it's broken. After a long day after that, what Sydney takes a work trip, and then Dylan follow her. They almost cross a line. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, almost. And they cannot come back from, but Sydney pulls away. She realized this is not love, not anymore. Soon after, Charlie leaves Sydney alone. Yeah, but with her daughter. Yeah, but in this moment, Charlie knows about everything. Charlie know about Dylan follow her to the another city. Yeah, but Charlie keep silent. Yeah, keep silent. He pack his thing, and Sydney doesn't stop him. She lets him go. She lets woo, Charlie go. And then after that, Dylan proposed again, one last time. But this time, Sydney say no, not out of fear, but because she know they don't love who they are now, only who they were, and that's not enough. In the closing, this novel is not a love story. It's not a fairy tale ending. It's a story about a woman that finally learning to stand in the wreckage of her life and choosing herself. Sydney didn't run back to Dylan. She didn't beg to Charlie to stay. She stood still with her daughter, with her truth, and with every scar she had hidden and every strength she had forgotten. Because sometimes the most powerful kind of love is not giving to others, but reclaim within ourselves. Okay, maybe enough here. Thanks a lot for your attention. Sorry for my mistake. Let I say thank you. Bye bye.